Here is how I made over $14,000 today trading NQ with Orderflow. So you can see my executions right over here. I took a short first, closed here, and then I took a long here, and then I closed here for 1 to 2. Now you can see the profits here, and also you can see that I'm on my funded accounts, and the account balance is up to almost $63,000. And that's all by using ICT and Orderflow together. I don't use ICT only or Orderflow only. I see if there's a good setup based on ICT concepts, I take it. And if I see a good setup based on Orderflow, I take it. Okay, don't make one concept your ideology, because that's going to hurt you in the long run. The markets are not the same every single time. They are evolving, and you got to just adapt. All right. So I took these two trades using Orderflow, and all I really do is I use the daily volume profile. Okay, so this is Deep Charts level 2 Orderflow tool. I'm not affiliated with them. Okay, I'm not affiliated with them. I'm not like promoting this to you so you can buy it. So what I did is I used the daily volume profile. Okay, and I took my setups based on just this information, just with this volume profile. But since the price is over here, and I took my trades almost after a few minutes after the market opened, I had my daily volume profile from 18. Even it's the timing on the deep charts is 1 hour behind, so 17 over down there is actually 18 on TradingView. So when I took my first trade, that was around here. Okay, so the daily volume profile was developing, and I have this deep trades indicators. If you go here to the indicators, you go to volume, you have deep trades down there. And my settings are that I had the threshold at 60, right? So this yellow line is the VWAP, and this pink line is the point of control, the value area high and value area low. If you don't know anything about volume profiles, please watch my last few videos. You're going to learn everything about volume profiles. All right. So the volume profile was developing, and the price at that time when I took my first trade was around here, right? So what exactly happened is that we tapped into this VWAP and point of control, and then I saw these aggressive buyers getting absorbed. If you watch my most recent video before this one, I teach everything about absorption. So when there are aggressive buyers in a bullish candle at the wick area, it means they didn't get a follow through, and that is absorption. Now that is buyers getting absorbed around this level, okay? And the next step was looking at the close proximity and seeing aggressive participants, right? So from here, you can see we have all these aggressive participants at the close proximity, right? So if I want to take a short position after seeing absorption of buyers at a key level, I need one more confirmation, and that is inversing below these aggressive orders, right? So initially, you guys can see that we had aggressive sells at 169, right? But they couldn't get a close below these aggressive orders. However, this candle finally closed here. So if I go here, you can see I took my short position right at the close of this candle, right? This was the short position right here, and I just targeted the value area low for 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Okay. Now the second trade was basically almost the same, but a little different, and that was like A+ setup. So the volume profile was developing, right? So at this point, when we tapped below the value area low, so this is value area low. Okay, so you want to be buyers most of the time when price is below the value area low. Of course, with context. For me, I didn't look at context. What I mean by context is daily bias. Okay, I just plot this daily volume profile, and I work my way around that. So around this level, below the value area low, you can see these purple boxes are sellers, right? And these green boxes are aggressive buyers. Now, usually you will see people have circles. I just changed it to like rectangles, small rectangles, so it's like really like easy for me to spot aggressive participants, right? So below the value area low, what I saw, guys, was aggressive sellers. So 114, 337, 256 contracts, 70 contracts, 178 contracts. Now, all these sellers are not able to push the price below this low. There's a lot of aggression, but there's no follow through. And what this means is that the sellers are being absorbed. Now, the next step was I wanted to see aggressive buyers step in and give me confirmation that we can take a long. Now, if you look at this candle specifically, this candle over here, we had 198 buyers in this candle, and also within this candle we had 256 and 68 sell contracts being absorbed. Now that was still not enough for me, so what I did is I waited for price to close below this chunk of orders from 70 till 178 and everything around here. So when I saw this candle, this green candle forming with aggression, I was like, we are definitely going up. So while the candle was forming, right, and I knew that we're going to close above because we had so many aggressive sellers getting absorbed here. There's no way that price wants to go down. Okay, there's passive orders absorbing all these market orders. Passive, but what I mean by passive is buy limit order, right? Imagine you place a buy limit order that is bigger than all these contracts. So let's assume that you had a 500 contract buy limit order, and if you add all these sell contracts around this area, your buy limit was bigger and it absorbed everything, and now the market is pushing up. So around this level, if I go here, you can see this candle specifically is this candle. So my entry was around 30318, and if I go here 30318, it's around this level. Okay, so I entered a long position right here, and I didn't target value area, higher value area low. I could have targeted the VWAP over here. So while the volume profile was developing, right, and it's still developing, right, I took a long around here, seeing just absorption of sellers, bro. It's not like rocket science. Order flow is not rocket science. A lot of people overcomplicate this shit. That was my long, and I took it for 1 to 2 ratio to 1. I took all my profits at 1 to 2. And pretty much I made around $15,000 and $15,000. I showed you the screenshot, and all on my funded accounts. I'm not lying. Okay, you can see the proof. This is not bullshit. And from now on, I want to make like trade recap videos like this using ICT concepts. So sometimes you will see me taking trades with ICT, sometimes with order flow. Okay. I'm not someone who's going to pick one strategy and trade with it. This is not my way of trading. If you want someone who trades with only one strategy in all market conditions, when the thing is the markets are always evolving and changing and not the same every single day, you got to adapt and use discretion and use whatever works for you and whatever feels logical to you, instead of just sticking to one model and missing out on trades, losing trades, forcing trades. You just trade what looks best to you. Out of all the strategies in your arsenal, if this setup looks good, right, just take it. I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Take care. Goodbye.